Kate Breslauer, you are Managing Director and founder of Patron Capital. Thank you for joining us on BiTV.
Thank you for having me.
Patron Capital announced earlier this week the closing of its seventh flagship fund, which raised capital in excess of 860 million euros. As the market seems to enter a new cycle, what investment strategy do you intend to deploy through this vehicle?
This fund copies a strategy that we have done in the past, which essentially is one pool of capital that is investing across Western Europe, focused on property opportunities where we believe we can make a strategic difference. So imagine a building that needs significant refurbishment to bring it to a higher environmental standard, and the owner doesn't have that capital. We'll combine that with an owner that has a difficult capital structure. In some format, we're coming in with fresh capital and with our team to essentially help change the asset to a higher quality property. So through that conversion, we're able to make the profits that we anticipate to make.
And the closing includes more than 200 million of Patron discretionary co-investment capital for larger opportunities, if I remember correctly. What is your roadmap for this envelope in particular?
Sure. What we have tried to do is avoid having enormous amount of capital that has to be deployed and you have pressure to put that money out. Therefore, what we did distinctly, and we've done this for many years now, many funds, is that we have a pure fund where we have the capital and we have to deploy it, and then we have a co-investment pool that we have discretion on that we use for larger transactions or to diversify our strategy. So the 200 million essentially represents sort of this pool of extra capital. So if we were to do an investment, for example, that was 100 million euros of equity or more, and we need 100 million of equity, we would use the fund for a portion, and we'd use a co-investment pool for a portion. If it's only about 20 or 30 million, we might just use the fund. So it's a flexible pool, and on that pool of capital, the distinction typically is that we will not charge fees on the commitment, rather only on the investing. So it allows us to reduce the J-curve pressure that exists in the fund management space for that capital, but at the same time, essentially gives us an 860 million pool of capital. The key difference in this pool versus other people who've done something similar is that we have discretion over that money, as opposed to the investors. And I think that's somewhat of a unique structure.
This fund looks to target Western Europe. Obviously, Businessimo is a Paris-based media group, so I have to ask, what role do you see France play in the strategy of this new fund going forward?
I see France as a very serious opportunity. We have invested for many years, over 20 years in France. We've actually had a public company in France. We've got quite a lot of real estate in France. We still own quite a few properties in France today. So we see France as a very significant opportunity, particularly as quite a few of the public companies may be illiquid at this point. So we have been working through the opportunity set and trying to take advantage of those opportunities.
Thank you very much, Kate Breslauer, for this very interesting insight. Thank you all also for being with us, and we'll see you soon on BiTV.